Hey everyone, in today's video, I'm going to walk you through the error-free way how to complete your executive's monthly expenses from beginning to end. So keep watching to find out how I do it. Hey guys, this is Cherie from The Exceptional Assistant, and my channel is all about the day-to-day responsibilities and scenarios of the professional assistant. So whether you're an executive assistant today, looking for new tips and tricks, or you're new to the administrative role, this channel will be a great source of information for you. I've worked for executive level leaders within the largest corporations in America, from the gaming industry, the banking industry, and the movie entertainment industry. I've had some of the greatest executive mentors throughout the years, and this is my platform to share what I know. Now let's get to the video. I have to tell you that working your executive's monthly expenses, it's not difficult, but it is very time consuming. So let me walk you through the best practices to ensure an error-free expense submission for your executive. As you know, not everyone is on the same kind of expense platform, but normally it's pretty similar. So I'm going to talk through the most common information that you're going to need and have to enter your expenses in the portal. I'm going to talk from the perspective of a simple domestic travel. To start, first look at the day when your executive first began their travel. That's the day the expenses began. You already know off the bat that there's an expense for the flights, the hotels, and a reserved car if you reserved one for them. When you're about to start working on your executive's expenses, ask your executive for all the receipts for the entire travel. Also, if there were any out-of-pocket expenses, such as a vendor that only took cash. Also think ahead. If you didn't reserve a rental car for your executive, well, how did they get from the airport to the hotel? You don't see a charge for Uber or Lyft on the portal, so two scenarios happened. Your executive caught a ride with a coworker, or they paid cash for a cab, and there is your out-of-pocket expense. As you start creating the monthly expense in the portal, name the expense something that will be easy to remember, such as John Smith's monthly expense report, and then add the month and the year. Keep the same format every month, just update the month. When you're inside the portal, look at the information that has been auto-populated to ensure it's all correct. If there is a field for a business purpose for the expense, select one that makes the most sense. It can be something that lists business, operations, or meetings, then you know it would be appropriate for the expense. If you have a supplemental information field, this is where you would add the reason for the expense. I'll give you an example. Let's say your executive's name is John Smith, and John is traveling to California on April 1st and returning on April 3rd for a face-to-face meeting with his executive leader, Tom Jones, on April 2nd to discuss the 2022 goal objectives for their organization. So you're providing the exact reason for the expense. And not only that, this should eliminate questions from your accounting department, and it should satisfy for any future audits. I would copy this information into each expense that you have to work. It'll save you time and the process will go much faster. Inside the portal, you'll see all the charges associated with the travel. And this is the time you would start to align your executive's receipts in order by the charges in the expense portal. What you're doing is verifying what was given to you versus what's on the portal. So if you have a charge on the portal but you don't have a receipt for it, then you know that you're missing one. You'll need to send an email to your executive of what is missing. List the name of the vendor, the date, and the dollar amount. If your executive lost the receipt, you'll need to call the vendor to have them send you a copy of it via email. Or if there's an option to download the receipt from the vendor's website, even better. If the charges on the receipt are different from what is showing on the portal, you'll need to call the vendor for a correction and a new receipt. You also may see some receipts that may make you scratch your head. Ask your executive what these expenses are for, but if they can't remember, look at the date and time of the receipt and then look at your executive's calendar where they were at that time. Or Google the name of the vendor to find out who they are. Normally, I found that those were generated at the airport from those small vendors that sell the snacks, magazines, and books. If your executive took any participants out to dinner, you'll need to capture the names of all the participants and include them into the expense report. Your accounting department will need to know what was spent per participant. What I've asked my executive to do is write the names on the back of the receipt, and that's worked out pretty well. At the end, when you're done working all the expenses, make sure the total dollar amount of the expenses on the portal matches the total dollar amount that you've entered in. You'll need to make copies of the receipts and upload them into the portal. Be sure to download a copy of the final expense report and attach the copies of the receipts. And that's how you complete your executive's monthly expense report. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. And if you have a great tip to share, leave it in the comments. Thanks everybody for watching. Take care.